Hello and welcome to part 6 of my fish tank tutorial series. Today I want to start adding props like the heating element and the filter for the aquarium and try to replicate it as realistic as possible. I have never done a project like this before, so there may be creation mistakes, but I try to find the best way for myself. Basically I want to model the heating element and the filter within 1 hour, but taking a closer look at the filter, I saw that it will be not possible because the filter has such a complex shape and I need to split this to more parts. Today I want to handle the filter front part. First I will show you how I usually start researching the references and getting the measurements for the object. Then I do some planning before starting modeling. Then I will create a rough blocking for the single elements, and then I will care about modeling part 1 of the filter object. Have fun watching!
So the very first step is to analyze the objects we want to model. So we have today the heating element, which is not very good visible here in this part here, and we have the filter system, which is filtering the water circulation here. It's not a very good photo to analyze this or to model this, so we need to find some references, and it would be very good if you get as well some measurements for this object here. So I usually just go to the browser and searching maybe for in Amazon. And which kind of filter is this? It's an EHAM filter. Okay, so I, for example, just select this one, and then we having some measurements, and this is very important. Now we know how big our object is in a good way. And sometimes it is as well good to find some reference photos. So this photo is not very good. Probably we find a better one. So I found this one here. So when we just select this one, then we have here a very good and nice photo of the object. And for example, this is this position. Then we have more photos. For example, this one. Then we have as well a good one, which shows the back side of the object. And then we have one which is very good because it is just a frontal view of this object. And this is very, very important. So it's not possible to just copy this. So what I try to do is just zoom in, for example, 200 and how many percentage of this. And then I just making a snapshot of this one, and then I have a reference for this one. So I will just use this as reference. It should not, I don't will use any of this photos, so it's just for modeling issues. And yeah, this is just a screenshot. Then I continue in Photoshop and do some planning, because when you want to do a hard surface model, then you need to do some planning before you do anything. Hard surface modeling is sometimes very complex and you need to analyze each shape of this object here. So we are here in Photoshop now, and I placed the references beside this, so I have some space as well for some notes. But now we can analyze what we see here. And how to define shape. Basically it looks like a very simple object, so it's because like an rectangle here. This is the basic shape, but it is a little bit more complex. So when you check this out now, we have here a shape like this. So we have here a half circle or a part of a circle, and then we have this very straight line down to this point. So there we have this shape and this shape. So we can say this is a very simple rectangle, but here we have a slightly curved shape as well here. So this is a round shape, and it is going down. So this side is longer than the bottom side here. So the width of this is very equal. So I would say this width is maybe a little bit broader than this width here, but there's not a big difference. But this width and this width is more or less pretty much the same. So we can say this is a very, or more or less a very rectangle. So maybe very slightly smaller here on this side, but more or less it's a rectangle here. And here we have as well the round shape to the sides. So this is as well important. So we have here, this is this one, and we see that this here is we have a bigger radius than this radius here, and this is as well important. So it's not a completely straight line from bottom to top. So this side is as well a little bit longer than this side here. They have with this, and here we have this line here. And when we check out this view here, then we see there's as well this curve. So we have this curve, which seems to be like a bevel, but it's not a normal ordinary bevel because it is going down. And here we have a smaller radius than this one here. So this is a little bit tricky to get this. And as well here, this is the side here. As well, this reference is not pretty much the same than this one. So this is a different model, a different version of this filter. But we want to model this here with this little thing here because, yeah, I have more use for this. And I guess this is a little bit shorter than this one. So we see here as well some inside structure, but here there's nothing, there's just this material and it's okay. Okay, so this is when we start to analyze the shape, and very complex is the top part here. So this one here, this is very, very complex because we have here a curve, then here is more or less a bevel because it's getting this shape here. Then we have here this one, which is making a very strange shape here. We have this big radius on this side here, which is going down to this radius, and as well the side. So we're coming from here, going up to this point, and then maybe there's as well a slight curve here. It's not completely flat, but we are going down here. So we have this one and this one here. And when you check out this, we have here a circle, and this is more or less this shape here. So this is because this is going like this. So you see this. But it ends here. So this is one part and there's another part. So I would divide this structure to different parts, and so that we can focus on one part and can plan the next part. And basically I think the front part here is the simplest one. So when we say this is one, so everything which is this shape here, so like this, so from here to there, this is shape 1. Then I would suggest to create the second part, which is the back part here, which is from from here, this till up to this line here. So this is maybe part 2 to create. And we get in here some nice round shapes, and then we can generate at least the top part here. So okay, this is part 2, and the last part would be this one. And I think this is the most complex part of everything. So it would be necessary to generate the basic shape for this silhouette here. So yeah, it would be very good if we can define a top view shape for this one. So I guess it would be, when we try to simulate this, we have in here the sides, then we have this slight round shape for the corners, and then we have as well a slight curved line, because we have here not a flat line, we have this line here. Okay, and this looks very straight, so in the end we have this. So when we define this, this would be this. Okay, and we have here a top part here, which is actually something, yeah, I don't know exactly. I will just try to sketch this a little bit. So we have this top part here, and from here the round shape starts and going down to this side. So it would be something like this. So the round shape starts here and goes till here. So this is our radius, and then it will shrink down till to this size, and probably this is as well the same angle here. So we have this round shape is maybe similar to this one here, and then it is something doing like this, but I'm not sure. So we need to define here a circle, and we can't do this with a simple bevel, so it's not an easy modeling doing here. So this is very complex, because we get one round shape to the second round shape, and then we have as well a round shape corner here, which is going down to this round shape. There's as well a bevel, and then the same thing is starting here again and starting here with the next round shape. So there are very smooth transitions which are hard to do, in my opinion, and so I think this is the most complex part here. Okay, as well there's something like this. So we need to do this, and then behind this is part 2, which is more or less very straight. So there's just this black back part here. This part continues to this part here, and there's something like this cable hole here, and we have here this round shape. So we have here our round shape, but this is the second part, which is more or less combined with part 3. But we can start to do this shape and this shape with this round corners, and continue then with part 3. So I would suggest just to start with this line here, then try to find the shape till the bottom, and then I will try to get all the nice round shapes here. And as well, this is very simple. I guess I will do this with the bool tool. So I just create one little thing, use an array modifier, and will duplicate this, and then we always have the possibility to adjust this. So this is very easy, more or less, I guess. As well, it is important to think about what you want to do, or how you want to for which purpose you will do this. So if you only want to model this filter and try to get it as realistic as possible, then you need to model all these little details here. But when I do this for the fish tank rendering, then for example I will not see any kind of this part here. So I don't need to model all this part here, so it can be removed. Maybe just I will use these holes, but I don't need to model all of this as well. Not this kind of this shape is not necessary for my modeling. I will model this for sure. So this part's for picking on in the glass wall, but we don't need to model any kind of details here on the backside, because we will not see this. As well, it would be a good question if you need really to model all the little tiny lines. So maybe it is just okay when you extrude something and it's not that clear that it is a part which is stick together. So it could be just a UV cut, and then there we can use a different material, but we don't need to model every single part which is actually here. Okay, so let's write down the measurements. So we have this from here to there. This is 75 millimeters. So we have 7.5 centimeters here, and from here to this part here, there we have 96 millimeters. Okay, so this is the top view shape, and then we have as well the height, which is basically from the lowest point till the highest point. I guess something somewhere like this, yeah. And we have 27 centimeter dot 5. So this is our height, and we can define part 1 and part 3 here. So we have maybe something like this. Here will end part 1 and part 3 starts here. So this is part 3 and this is part 1, which is going till to this position. And what would be very good is to just do in blocking. So I will just place a rectangle for part 1, 2 and 3, and then I will continue adding some details and model the single parts in Blender. So maybe you see now that analyzing an object is very important, and you can think about how you will do this. And I don't want to say that I'm a professional hard surface modeling artist, but I think I will get a nice result in the end as well. Alright, we are here in Blender now, and I want to start with the blocking now, or next. So let's go to front view and create a cube. And this cube should be 1 meter size, so that we have a scale value 111, so everything is 1 meter, and this is correct. So I'll go with tabulator to edit mode and just enable edge length. So now we see this is 1 meter, it's fine. Alright, so we have a width of 75 millimeters. So when I do this, I go to scale and press scale X 0.075. So this is the width, and now again scale epsilon 0.096. Okay, and we have the height with 275 millimeters. So scale set 0.275. So basically this is the filter in a very hard blocking. So this is more or less the bounding box of the filter. Okay, so I go to top view and check out where is my reference, and I will just drag and drop it here. Okay, and it's a little bit too big, so now I want to scale it down, so till I get the bounding box for this as well. So somewhere like this. It looks pretty good so far, because my cube ends here and it ends as well here. And now I can define, okay, where's the end and beginning of part 1 and 3, and I can just go to top view, to front view, edit mode, and I will just add a cylinder, an edge loop. So somewhere here, correct. Okay, so this is the top part of part 3. And I will as well add another line somewhere here, so that I know this is the total height of this part here. And I more or less I can delete this part here, because there's our round circle shape here, and I need to put this on this part later. Okay, and another line somewhere here, so that I can define where's the black part starting and where does the green part ends. Okay, so I will just hide this now. And the only thing is I don't have a reference for the side view, so I need to guess how big this is. So this is the bad thing about this. When I just check this out, I don't know the actual length of this side here. I don't know when it comes from how much is it from this point to this point, and this is bad because I don't have this filter right now here, so I need to guess. So it's not a perfect modeling part here, but I think it's okay when we check out the dimensions and the size. So I will open up this one here so we see this and go to the side view, and let's check this out. It is not that big, so the green part is much bigger. I think something like this should be okay. Yes, okay. So this part here is number 3, number 2. This is number 1, and this is number 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I just select all this and separate it. So we have now part 3. Then I will do the same with this one here, and this is part 2. And this is now part 1. And now we have our blocking. It's very basic. We see exactly what part we have here. So just for comparison, we have now this part is this one is this one, and this one is this. So and probably I want to remove this. I will just select this as again and remove this so far. So this is I keep this just for getting the correct height, and I want to select all of them and bring them out of this because I don't want to have this in this collection here. So alright, so I will just hide. Oops. Yeah, I will just hide part 2, 3, and 4, and just have this left here. And I want to start with finding the shape for the top part here, and then working down this. So this is just the bounding box again. So what I want to do is I just select those 3 parts here, and probably I want to duplicate this and separate this. So I will hide this, and I will only have this. This is the result. So, and I don't need to connect those two because I can do this later. And very important is just the top shape for this. Maybe it's easier for you if you just fill this, and then you will see the correct shape here. But basically there's no need to do this. Okay, this is the front part, and I will just subdivide this so that I have here another vertex. And important is that we have here a nice round shape, and I will just pull this slightly in. So this will be the curve in the end, okay? And probably we are able to just use a mirror modifier for this. So I will just subdivide this here as well. Just select those, connect, and now I can select this one and delete it. And the origin is still here, so it should be easy to use the mirror modifier. And now everything is on the other side as well. Okay, and now I'm able to just use a bevel. But there's nothing going on because we need to change this to vertex so that we can adjust the vertex and not the edge. Okay, so the segments can be risen. So I will continue with 8 or probably with 6. I think this should be fine. And the radius is too big, so let's make a very small one. This is maybe too less. Looks better, but maybe a little bit more, so let's continue with this one. Okay, so this looks good, but let's try as well what is going on when we do this. So I guess 0.007 is okay. So more or less I keep this now. This is fine. Let's unhide part 1 again, and I will just select again my edge ring here. Then we need to check when will the curved surface start. So when I just again check out this reference, so we see there's a straight line, and somewhere here the curve starts and will go down till to this position. And so I need to define a point somewhere here so that we can see when this will start. And it's not the part where the black thing is starting. So again, I need to suggest where this will start, and I think I will just place it somewhere here, so that here starts the curve, and then this will slightly go down till to this position. And now I can grab this one and slightly pull it in, and this one is a little bit more pulled in, so something like this, and I think this looks good. Okay, so more or less this will be on this position. We will have the same shape than this one here, and here we will get a little different shape. So I will do this again. I just duplicate this and separate it and hide this again. And now we can go to edit mode, fill this again, separate this, or subdivide. I will do here as well the mirror modifier. So here as well the mirror modifier, and pull this slightly in, and we'll create a bevel here as well with the vertex, and it will be a little bit smaller than the previous one. So I guess maybe I go with 6 or 5.5. The segments are correct. So this is now this part here, and again we need to do the same for the bottom part here. So I will again grab this here and duplicate it, separate it, hide this one, and subdivide this. Pull this in. Oh, for sure I need to delete this. Add here the mirror modifier. So, and again create here a bevel with vertex, and this should be very much smaller, I guess. It seems like it's not curved anymore. It seems like there we have a hard edge, so it's not that curved. Here we have a round shape, but I think there is not a round shape anymore, and I need to test it out. So probably I go with 0.3. No, that's not correct, but with less segments. Probably just like this. This is a good question now. But I think this is fine for now, okay? So, what I want to do next is I just merge all those 3 shapes, and we still have here the possibility to hide and unhide this. And when I go to edit mode, then I just connect those faces now. Very important as well is the face orientation correct? Nope, it's not. So I just press Alt N to call up this panel here and flip this. So the blue side need to be on the outer side. So this is important. And basically we can delete this face later, but we need to connect those, because otherwise it will be open, and I need to close this. So now it's closed. Now I can delete this one. Perfect. And here we need to think about how can we close this one. So I select this face now, and I need to flip this as well. So because this is the bottom side here and it shouldn't be red. And now I need to think about how should be this end, because it is more flat, more like this, and probably those lines will stop somewhere here. I will just try this out now. So yeah, so, and fill this, and basically this is it. So let's close this here as well. I will activate snapping, and I want to snap to vertices. Yep. And I will just extrude and snap here. And I guess, hopefully, auto merge is enabled. No, it's not enabled, so otherwise it will be not merged. So it's very important that I enable auto merge, and now this two vertices should be one. Okay, this is fine. Okay, and again close this one. More or less this is it. Let's check out where's my blocking, and I see now that I made a mistake, because it's not flat here, and it is wrong what I did here. So I should just delete all these faces here, and need to select this one and duplicate it, bring it somewhere down here. And now I need to check out where should this be? Somewhere here, I guess. So snapping is still enabled, yeah. Oops. And I need to bring it on this position here. So now it's correct again. So I disable this one again, and now I'm able to connect this. I just forgot this part here. It was not a good idea, but oops. So I can do this very fast. Keep this so for this now, and now connect this. So now I can just extrude, snap, snap, snap. Okay. But here we need to do this with this method. Oops. I selected the wrong edge. And just fill everything. Oops. Fill everything like this. So I can now delete this face and close this one. Well, it doesn't look that bad, but one thing is missing. We need to bring here a round shape. So far there isn't a round shape, and I want to change this. Let's check out what is happening when I enable the modifier, and just grab this one and add a bevel here as well, probably with more segments. Let's check this from the front view. I guess 4 are fine. Something like this. Does this look good? Is this correct? Yep. I think that looks good. So we have now a round shape here as well. It's not too much, but it is slightly curved. And it should be fine. So I will just bring this here. And now this shape should be fine, but it's not finished so far because we need as well here and bevel. And it looks as well that this is not an soft bevel, it looks like a hard bevel but with round corners. And I need to think about how I should do this. And I just want to try something out. I'm not sure if this is the correct method, but I don't know how to add a bevel here so that I can make this without any strange behavior here. So in my previous tutorials I was talking about the bool tool. The bool tool is an add-on which need to be enabled, and I'm not sure if it's currently enabled. Yes, it is enabled. You see this here. And the bool tool is something similar than a boolean, but it is flexible, so you don't have to run this permanently, so you just still can adjust the shapes. So how do you do this? I am thinking I will create a new cube which is way too big and rotate this rotate this to 45 degrees, and I will still scale it down and check it out. It should be more like this. And now I will test this, so I will just select both objects and call up the end panel, and somewhere here need to be the bool tool and edit. Yeah, genau. So here we have the auto boolean, and we don't use those buttons here. We want the brush boolean, which is way more efficient. So now this one is invisible, but I can cut those edges, and this is good. I'm not 100% sure, so probably this is as well too much. So okay, I go to edit mode and select in wireframe mode everything which is on this side, but I want to select the faces and delete everything again, because yeah, something is wrong here now, because I haven't thought about that there is no middle line here anymore. So I should just select all those edges here and subdivide this, and now I'm able to join those vertices as well here. So, and now I'm able to just select all those faces and delete them, and now it's correct when I use the mirror modifier. Before it was wrong. And we have now as well this bevel here on this side. You see this here, that it is, first we have the bool tool boolean, and now we have the mirror modifier, and the boolean is as well on the other side, and this is very good. Okay, more or less we have this here, and I want more round shape for this surface here as well. And let's check out if we can do this in any way. I will just select this edge here and add a boolean again. And it's way more round shaded. And I just do this. So now the things is going to be interesting. So I want to check how this looks like when I use the subdivision surface modeling, and it looks awful because we need to add edge loops. So I will bring this up somewhere here. I will just invert this, but this is not correct. We need to use this one, and probably I will make it like this. And for sure there's as well some issues which need to be here. I need to create an edge loop here, somewhere at this position. And I think this should be at the correct position like this. So I will just connect this and select all this. And I will move this on the epsilon position with snapping to this position. So now this could be correct. Yep. Alright, now I need to do the same on this side here, because we need as well here an hard edge. So let's move this and move it somewhere to this position. I will merge those and select again my edge here. Move X this. So now this looks a little bit better. Probably I should select everything and shade smooth. And check out how this looks like now. Okay. We have a total destruction here, but so far so good. We will check out what is going on there. I will delete first those edges here, but I need to dissolve them, because otherwise my whole face will be collapsing. And I will add here a new vertex, which should be on the same position like this. Okay, now I will join this. Looks better. And again, I will need an edge loop somewhere here, which is defining this shape here. And this looks very confusing and ugly, and I guess I need to use the bool tool a little bit later, not at the first position, and then everything looks better as well. Okay, so I can continue here by adding as well. Let's hide this so far, and I want to inverse this face here as well, but so there's one line missing, so we need as well here the edge here, which is defining the bottom side here, as well the roundness of this one here, and as well going down to this position. And I guess I will do this by inverting this, something like this, and we don't need this edge here, but we need as well the connection of those. So I will join this, and now I can merge those faces, or this edge here. So and I see that this is not 100% correct, so this is not perfect, but I will keep this now like this, because this is really, when you want to just make a showreel for this filter, then you should work precisely. But in my case, I think it's not that bad, because it's just a filter which is part of a bigger rendering, and so I will keep it like this. So then I will add another edge loop, which is defining the height of this here as well, so I will grab this and pull it somewhere here, and I will try to connect those, and I will try to merge those. Alright. And let's check out how this will look like now. It's not perfect, I know, but it's a little bit better now. It's soft, it's not that bad. So I will disable the face orientation because I know already what is going on here. So do we need this here? Probably this should be a harder edge, so we'll pull it up. Oh, it got merged. This is not good. And this was merged automatically because we have here a threshold, and this threshold is this, and it is too big, so I need to rise this. So when I pull this up now, so that this is not auto merged, so you see it's a little bit better. Fine, so I go to front view and check out, is there still my reference? Where's my reference? Here it is. I just grab it and pull it out. So I want to activate this again and check out where is the cut. So the cut is somewhere here, and I think I lost it. So I will pull it again here, and again I will use another cut here at this position, because I want to mark this and try to invert this. So how can we do this? Scale, Shift, Z. Yeah, Shift Z is correct. And how far should this be? I guess I need to disable the subdivision modifier for now, so that I can check this in real. And the only thing is that we have here a bad thing, because I don't want this like this. So I disable my reference, and I just pull this till this position. I delete this face. Okay, I will just pull this again on the correct position here too, and I'm fine with this. I will add another edge loop for this one, so that we're getting a hard edge here. I will and now I will add another edge loop inside there, and another one somewhere here. And let's check again our subdivision, and it looks basically pretty okay to me. Yeah, on the back side we have some issues, but you can fix this, but it's not necessary to do this again. Probably we just should pull this. Probably we just should pull this till this position again. Okay, I need to select this and bring it to this position here, And now I will delete all these faces here because we don't need this. This should be as well in the middle. Okay, hopefully everything is fine now. And I grab those faces here and bring them out again because I don't need this, or not that much. So more or less I think this is fine. Let's check out again one reference which shows me the referrals here. Basically we can do this as well, but so far it's okay for me. So I will just stop here, yeah, and I will not use this one, this hole here as well. So I just want to have this reference here, which is starting in a very low position and going down up to this position here. So how can I do this? I will not model this. So we have 6 rivers, and I will think about how to do this. So I will add now a new cube, which is way too big for sure, and make it very tiny somewhere, bring it to this position. And I'm not sure about how big this should be, so I just scale it down on the X position. Okay, bring it somewhere here, and I will grab just this face and bring it up somewhere to this position here. Okay, and I guess I should use here as well a subdivision modifier. So I subdivision, and for sure this is not good. Let's bring this somewhere here and here as well. And I should probably pull this down as well, so it's not that bad. And I want to rise this count so that smooth edges. And let's bring here one and here one as well. So basically I like this result so far. And this will be now our cutter or our next Boolean brush. So I will select this and this one. I then open the bool tool, and again I will select difference. So let's take this and bring it in. We're getting some bad issues here, I notice, but we need to care about this shading a little bit later. So I just try this now again, so to use a new modifier, so I use the array modifier. And to which direction should this go? I want to check this out, if this is possible. Probably I need to make this a little bit smaller as well. So I select everything, scale X, so that we don't have this big holes here. And probably I want to select those faces here, and those should be as well a little bit smaller. Yeah, and as well this ring here as well. So yeah, okay, let's check the array again. Can we define this so that we're getting nice distances? Basically looks fine so far. For sure the shading is a complete mess, I notice. but so far so good. We having the holes, and basically it is everything what we want to do for part 1. Alright people, I made a little cut because I guess it would be too much to record everything what I have done so far. So I just applied all the booleans with the pool tool and just tidy up the whole mesh geometry, because it was necessary to add all this extra edge geometry so that we have a better shading. And I know that there's still some issues. The shading is not perfect. I made some mistakes for this, but in the end I think we get a nice result as well, and and you will not see this in the end result, but more or less it is working. So I applied the modifier and of the bool tool, and here we have, for example, we are able to just add as well the subdivision modifier, but for sure we have some issues here and there, and I know this, but I'm fine with this so far. But overall we're getting a nice result. I added some more mesh geometry so that everything have some loops. So for example, all this geometry inside here, so that we're having a nice loop. And for sure here's some issues and the geometry is not perfect, I know, but okay. So this is just those like little tiny holes here, and it isn't necessary to create here more geometry too, because when you have a flat surface, then you don't need to connect every single polygon with each other. So for sure this is an n-gon with more than 4 sides, but it's fine because we have as a flat surface and we don't have any shading, except here there's some mistake, and we need to care about geometry on the side, but on flat surfaces there's no issue to care about this. Here we have as well some problems because this is not a flat surface, and then we're getting strange behavior of the shading. In the end we're getting a nice or an okay-ish result, and I think that's fine so far, and I will keep it like this. So this is part 1, and I'm more or less happy there to get all the shading of this one. So we have this round shape on this side, and it's getting flat, or more flat than above. Here we have as well this shading part, which is working more or less. I removed as well the hole, the carved there, so for sure it's out as well, not perfect. And very important is as well the silhouette of this part, because we will need this for the part 3 top of this filter too. It was a lot of work, and I hope it was okay that I didn't record the part where I tidy up the mesh geometry, because it was more than 1 hour work, I guess. And I know that I'm not a professional hard surface artist, so I tried, and the result is pretty okay for me, for my issues, okay?
I will stop the video here and will continue with filter part 2 in my next video. Thank you very much for watching. It would be very nice to give this video a like and or subscribe to our YouTube channel for more game dev videos. Cheers!